Welcome back to 405 Sports. Today we are talking about the Colorado Buffaloes.
Hey, boy.
You didn't wear your Coach Prime shirt.
Yeah, you didn't? Yeah.
No,
Oh,
Yeah.
he's not locked in.
I didn't. I didn't wear it.
What? I mean, just what a waste of a Christmas gift I got, you know?
I wear it. I've worn it.
No, okay.
No, I have seen him wear
I've
it.
worn it at least once.
Oh, okay.
And it's August?
Yeah.
Ain't hard to find.
That's a good point. All right,
That shirt was not easy to get.
There we go.
I'm serious.
Well, with that fan base.
Wow. Here we go. All right, let's get into it. So the Colorado Buffaloes obviously won 4 games last year.
They did.
It was
Not
a hard fought 4 too. Hard fought.
Not ideal.
not ideal.
No.
And we had some
Especially with the hot start, you know?
yeah, I'll give you that.
Well,
No.
yeah.
And they started 3-0.
2-0. 2-0? 3-0.
They beat TCU, Colorado State,
Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Sure did.
Yeah.
3-0. Oh,
3-0.
man.
And then went 1-9.
Ain't about how you finish, it's how you start.
That's not the quote.
Yeah, well, let's just say things didn't go right, you know. And when you think about Colorado in 2023, it always just came back to the lines on both sides, right? You know, Shador's taking a lot of sacks. The defense is not getting any pressure. And now Deion has went into the portal and found a lot of guys. He obviously got the number 1 tackle in the country out of high school and got a lot of defensive line guys, got a lot of offensive line guys. So it's going to be a different year for Deion. Here's my thing in my first question. Is a team obtainable to be good if you are constantly having 40 players leave and 40 players enter? Is that an obtainable thing?
Chemistry-wise, no. Once you get... Like you gotta build, you know, like in the Stanford game, you're up 29. You have a team that's played together, no problem. You're holding that game on.
Yeah.
And they got in their own heads.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, they went in halftime and just were chillaxing.
Yep.
I guarantee you, they're like, oh, we got it.
Yeah.
Nope. That's only one game, but there were multiple games that could have been won, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, same thing he said. It's hard to like build those bonds with other players. I mean, you can do it in a season, and it's not the most difficult thing to do, but you don't build those like long-lasting bonds where you trust your receivers, you trust all the players around you to do the right thing if you're only playing with them for 12 games.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was just my first point because I'm looking at the portal from 24 and 23, and every time it's 40 players leave, 40 players join. And like both of y'all said, you guys both hit the button. Another thing is we're in a different conference this year. We're in a better conference this year.
Tougher schedule.
No
not
doubt.
necessarily like you're not going to play in Oregon or who else do they have to play?
Like USC, Washington.
Yeah.
You have to keep Utah.
Right.
So that's obviously not fun, but you know,
It's more balanced.
yeah. Now I will say there is the fact of, you know, some of those teams can be a little soft. I think the Pac-12 was always a little soft. That's how I always saw it. You know, like a USC, UCLA. No?
No, I don't think you're wrong. I just think you're gonna get crucified.
I don't.
I don't think he's gonna get.
I don't care.
Well, he might. It depends.
I don't have a problem
All
with
I'm
that.
saying is,
I'm not
it was
disagreeing.
just- yeah. I kind of agree with you. There's a reason they score 50 a game.
Well, there's a reason they're not a thing anymore. There's a reason there's 2 teams in it.
That too.
That conference doesn't sell, and they a lot of times are, you know, soft.
Yeah.
I think, really and realistically, it's the Big 12, it's the SEC, and the Big 10.
Well, they just came out with rankings today. The Big 12 is the second highest average rank
Yeah.
behind the SEC.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, now you added teams like both the Kansases, which not too long ago, Kansas was a blow-by school, which is, you know, weird to see. Obviously, you have Utah. You have us in Oklahoma State. And then every year, it's one of the Texas teams is good, whether that's TCU, Tech, or Baylor. One of them's going to be good. It's just how it really always goes. What does it mean for Colorado to be back in the Big 12?
yeah, I think it's good for Colorado, for sure.
Okay.
I think I don't really know what it means though. They're gonna have to build. I mean, just like we said, their schedule is tougher than it was last year. You can't give up like you did against Stanford. You're gonna get beat regardless, which they did anyways.
Right.
But in any of your home games, like Oklahoma State comes to town, that's gonna be a tough game.
Right.
Anywhere you go on the road is probably going to be tough unless it's like Houston. But other than that, I ain't really got much.
Yeah.
As far as like what it means to Colorado, I don't necessarily think that they look at it that much different. They still have to go out and complete what they got to complete, which is win games. They don't really care who they play. I'm assuming is the mindset they have. They don't really care as much as probably the rest of us think they do. Obviously, it's a tougher challenge being in the Big 12. To an extent, it's a harder week-to-week challenge. Like you said, you don't have the Oregon or the USC, like which are the powerhouse, if you want to call it that. But you also don't get to play awful schools consistently.
We did leave out one good school, and that's Arizona. Arizona is now joining, but they're obviously not led by Jed Fish anymore. He's not at Washington, so who knows if they carry on what they carried on last year, 11-win team. But they are still ranked this year. Lost some good talent, but also gained good talent, so we'll see about them too. But, Colorado doesn't really have an easy schedule. They really don't. I think like their easiest game is probably Colorado State, maybe Kansas, or Cincinnati. Cincinnati is not very good, but like I don't think North Dakota State's a blow by.
No,
I don't think Baylor's going to be a blow by, in my opinion. I think Baylor's going to pick it back up this year. I think Dave Miranda's a good coach. UCF is obviously not a blow by at home. K-State, no. Arizona, no. Utah, no. Kansas, no. Oklahoma State, no.
Yeah. I'm wondering. My question is, do they make a bowl game? What do you guys think?
I wouldn't put money on it. I would say they're a lot closer to like 4 wins than they are 6 or 7.
4 again, huh? Okay.
I don't think they'll win. I think they'll win 5, but I just mean I'd put more money on 4 than I would 6.
Yeah.
If they start 3-0, there's a chance.
Yeah.
There's a very good chance.
It really just depends.
I also think it's like kind of like leadership maybe, or like
you can't play the blame game.
No.
I noticed that a lot last year. Someone would mess up and they'd all just throw their arms up.
Yeah, and like
point fingers at people.
And even Deion would do it. Like when Cormani would mess up, it's like, Cormani's doing this. I'm like, yo, he's a true freshman. He is literally 18 years old. If you want him to develop, pick his head up and be like, hey, look, instead of doing this, you got to do this. And he did say, he was like, dude, he doesn't even study film. So, but he just never picked his head up. So that's got to be something that's got to change.
Yeah, you can't bash your players. He bashed that O-line all year last year. Yeah. He said all year we got to get a different O-line.
Yeah.
And then those guys were still on the team. That's not doing any good.
No.
I understand his coaching style of like if you don't want to be here, don't play and all that. Hard nosed, but you can't bash your own play. That's not helping anybody.
Nope. I don't never win anything. So if you would take the over.
I'm gonna go 6-6 on the dot.
Okay.
It just depends on, cause Travis Seaton, right? That's his name. Jordan. Sorry. It just depends on if he's a gem or a bust, really. I mean, he is a 5-star, but there's been 5-stars that are very good.
There's countless, and they got other guys. They got a couple guys, or a guy from Texas, guy from Houston. To really bolster the O-line and make sure they had depth at it too. So we'll see. And
also got to stop somebody too.
Yeah, defense has got to get stops at the end of the day.
You guys both already talked about it, but it's even last year it wasn't a skill position issue. It was very much O-line and then like front 7 on defense, and they brought in a lot of guys, but they didn't. Other than the 1 5-star, they didn't bring in like
huge names.
Huge guys. They brought in a lot of JUCO guys, a lot of D2.
They got three or four top 100 players.
Yeah. Like they brought in guys, but they didn't bring in anyone that you're like that's going to change the entire O-line. That's going to change the way they play defense.
Yeah. It's just more of a risk because those guys could be better than we think.
And like we talked about earlier, like all these guys haven't played together. I'm assuming they don't really understand how each other's play in an actual competitive game versus in practice because they've never played together, and it's hard to be productive consistently when you're still kind of questioning the people around you to an extent. So it's hard for them to be clicking on a game-to-game basis when they don't have that like continuity and like the group kind of mentality around it.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm just gonna say 6 wins. 6 plus. That's what I'm gonna say. Maybe 6. I don't know. I think this year they just find a way. They sneak a couple games, because they have Texas Tech, Cincinnati. Like I said, if they start 3-0, I do think then they're gonna win 6 games. But could I see them winning 5? Yeah, I could see them winning 5.
Shadur and Travis also have another year of Division I football under their belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which could help.
Yeah.
It's no part of the issues that they are gonna have this year are gonna be Shador's or Travis's fault. Both of those guys are incredible players. As much as I talk crap on both of them, they're both amazing players in their own right. It's just how much they work with the other starters on the team.
Shador has to stop keeping the play alive. He needs to throw the ball away.
Yeah, he needs to throw it away. He needs to get out of the pocket instead of stepping up into a bull rush.
He probably had 15 sacks alone that could have just been, aired out balls.
Yeah.
Simply as that.
Get 2 steps out of the pocket and throw it in the stands.
Yep.
Trying to do too much.
Yep. Trying to keep the play alive, and it just doesn't work up at that level.
There was a couple plays last year where I watched him on 1st and 10 run out of bounds for a 3-yard loss.
Yep.
Just throw it in the stands, and it's 2nd and 10.
Yep.
Now it's 2nd and 14, and you run it up the middle for 5 yards, and it's 3rd and 9 when it would be 3rd and 5.
Yep.
And it's just not that it's a mental mistake, but it's one that he probably doesn't realize costs him as much as it does.
Yeah.
Yep. Wins?
I was gonna go 5. I think they'll lose a non-conference game because they almost lost to Colorado State last year, and I think Colorado State's just as good as they were. Nebraska's better than they were last year, and North Dakota State's as good as any FCS team is.
Yep. What do you think about that video? Was it edited?
Was it edited?
The practice video?
Oh, heck yeah.
I've
needed
seen
that.
a different angle of it that they say isn't.
Yeah.
But it looks awful.
You can always recreate that too.
I know, but I mean,
that's
the
true.
video it doesn't look good.
No, it was edited. I don't know why you would do that. Just tell the guy, just tell the corner, hey, don't just let him catch it. Ain't nobody gonna know a difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but in the video it looks like he sails it 10 yards around.
Yeah.
the receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Or just say, hey, we need one for the gram. Like,
Yeah.
why don't you watch out for this one?
yes.
Or I would go media team. You
Just
were there
don't.
for all practice. Don't post that one.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. There had to be one.
Promise, there's another touchdown they threw.
There's got to be one more.
And if that's the only touchdown they threw all practice, that's a totally separate issue.
Yeah.
Or hell, run the offense getting stopped or something like that. Say this defense is tough or something like that. You ain't got to do all that. That was
Yeah,
bad.
it looked bad.
Yeah. So, all right. Thank you guys for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below how many wins Colorado gets this year. Thank you for watching.